Electromagnetic radiation, it's all around us. But as more and more technological items come into our homes, is electromagnetic radiation affecting our health? And if so, what are the symptoms and what can be done about it? Stay tuned for the answers. Welcome back to Alison McWhinney podcast, where we have conversations about business and wellbeing success. And today I'm delighted to welcome to the podcast Jean-Marc Degioanni, and we're going to be talking about electromagnetic radiation. EMR Sensitivity is a family-owned limited company established in 2023 and in partnership with Affinity Alignment Limited. It specialises in the research, promotion and support of innovative treatments and alternative products that neutralise harmful electromagnetic radiation, or EMR, that can be caused by mobile phones, laptops, baby monitors, Bluetooth devices, smart meters, etc., and its negative impacts on the human body. In 2008, Jean-Marc, the founder, began a new venture to establish a business as a naturopath, nutritionalist and healer. The years of refining expertise and supporting his clients internationally led to the creation of Infinity Alignment Limited in May 2013 and the opening of an associated licensed school. Initially serving as the sole employee, the company gradually advanced towards success by introducing Infinity Alignment Therapy, an integrative approach seamlessly blending healing modalities, nutrition, naturopathy, mycology, and natural supplements from reputable suppliers. Infinity Alignment Limited has consistently grown in size across Europe over the past decade. Drawing from years of experience in consultation, Jean-Marc has dedicated his time and research to discovering the solution to the negative impact of EMR on the human body. In June 2022, he opened EMR Sensitivity Ltd and developed a new brand and line of EMR neutralising products. These groundbreaking products have received recognition and certification from the prestigious Bion Institute in Slovenia for their protective influence on human organisms and for neutralising and minimising the negative health impacts of EMR from 4G mobile phones, routers and other EMR radiation emitting devices. And this certification is recognised worldwide. So today, Infinity Alignment Limited and EMR Sensitivity Limited cooperate to promote better health and lifestyles for all. Jean-Marc, a very warm welcome to you. This is a really hot topic that is very current and very much looking forward to our chat. Can we start off, please, by just identifying what EMR actually is?
Well, EMR, it's electromagnetic radiation. Right? We are surrounded by electromagnetic radiation. We want it or not. If a few years ago we can escape, today we can't. Right? And when I was at one of the conferences with one of the top professors in electromagnetic, Professor Belpom, he said we are on the brink of the crisis. That was in 2015 or something like that. So we are surrounded by mobile phone like we never be before. If you look at most of the people, they got 2 or 3 mobile phones for their own. We are also surrounded by, obviously, we need mast. So we got the mobile mast, we got radars, we got the what they call the baby monitor. So at the early age, we start to fry the brain, which is very, very important to put a big attention on that.
Mm.
And that it one in a message I'm sending to all the parents, right? Be very careful with all this Bluetooth toy, which is put around the baby and the baby monitor and camera, right? For me, when I had my baby monitor was a cry. So when they were crying, I was coming, right? Now you got that on your mobile phone, something okay, but and we don't really pay too much attention on what is happening, and we are not really aware because there are a lot of I would say cover up, and unfortunately, so that's what we are surrounded now. You know, everywhere you go, camera. You got the intruder alarms. You got everything is electromagnetic, right? And everything is emitting radiation. The, electro, the electromagnetic radiation is hiding everywhere, right?
Mhm.
It's hiding in our clothes, right? On the form of label, right? Is hiding also in what we are wearing, right? Pendant, any form of of object or anything we find on this planet is emitting an electromagnetic radiation, right? So it's coming from the sky, it's coming from everywhere. So we are like a prisoner of electromagnetic radiation. Uh, Everywhere you go now, you cannot really find a break out of it.
And what actually happens to us when we're exposed to this radiation?
Well, the problem is we are all overexposed now, and it's a bit like electromagnetic radiation. It's a bit like the electricity. Now, you put you switch it on and you see the light. You switch it off, you don't see anything.
Mm.
But they are already a source of electromagnetic. Yeah, it's already a radiation from there.
Mm.
So we're being added, right? It's this, so we are overexposed. Everyone is overexposed. The baby, they're overexposed. Pregnant mother is overexposed because there is some extra need to be done, right? And that have been proved also is very affecting, it creating so much heat in the soft tissue, so it affecting the tissue of the newborn on the placenta, right? So that you can do research there. It's on the internet. It's everywhere. You go ChatGPT, they will tell you all the. You know. So I'm not inventing anything. I'm
No,
just
no.
focusing, and also I doing consultation. I just witnessing what is happening.
So, what sort of ailments can it cause? Does it cause cancer, for example?
It cause it cause cancer, right? According to the OMS, they or to WHO, right? So the World Health Organization, they said, you know, everywhere you search, they said they need more proof, right? More investigation, because they don't want to really say the truth, right? The truth there. You go on a PubMed, the American website, it there you can go through it. You know, there's a very good also a website in UK, in England, called es.uk, which is really accompanying, and it's a very, very, very good website. They're doing a lot of work, and it's like a big charity, right? So we have a lot amount, but there is a lot of problem, caused by electrosensitivity. People that are hyper electrosensitivity. You got a website which they have been working a lot for many, many years. I've been following them. There's an American website called What the Doctor Don't Tell You, right? And they've been pressurized the system, and it's something I used to mention many years, but they start to get the name on it, which is hypersensitivity syndrome, right? And so that is a big, I would say, a step forward for all the people. They are electrosensitive or chemical sensitive, right? That's another thing, because you got the people that are electrosensitive and the one that are chemical sensitive, they are also going to the electrosensitivity, right? So we have to be aware, and we have to do our own research and dig really dig about what is affecting our health. That is important.
So I suppose it's possibly a combination of how sensitive you are to it, plus what the load is of EMR in your home, perhaps. A combination of the
It's a
two.
very much so, very, very much so. And here you really put in the finger where it's painful, right? And that's why I work, right, to show people why they are electrosensitive.
Mm,
Because it's very important to start from there. Why this body is electrosensitive?
mm,
What is causing this electrosensitive to this body? That is a big question. And that's why with the test I do, with the test these tests have been taught to me by someone which I really admire, and I got an awful lot of respect for him, is Dr. Gérard Josed in France, right? Dr. Gérard Josed in France is a dental surgeon, and he's the one for the past 40 years, as we said, and still now, accompanying and putting the bell, the alarm bell, about the electrosensitivity, what the people going through. Because at the beginning, when he started, you imagine 40 years ago, we were not that electrosensitive, but it was something there causing, as a dentist, you realize by sometimes just by realign the bite, because this bite called occlusion, dental occlusion. And dental occlusion are also a form of electrosensitivity, right? Because you put the body into tension. At the end of the day, in electrosensitivity, it's a wave which is a stressor. So it doesn't matter what it is, it's still a stressor.
mm,
Doesn't matter if it's a 4G, if it's 5G or 1G, or if the label or it came from the pendant, or it came from your glasses, the lenses, the frame, they are stressor, because all these things are emitting an electromagnetic radiation. No? So that's why the first thing we have to look, it's why this body is electrosensitive. What really is happening? What sort of processes is this body are being affected or it receive, right? So is it what's happening in the mouth? What sort of, do we have a bridge? Do we have a crown? Do we have a filling which is compatible? Doesn't matter if it's amalgam or not, right? Is the person wearing glasses? Is the person wearing contact lenses? What the air dye? The air dye I saw, we can speak about some case study. It will make people to put the dot together, because that is important. You got, honestly, I need to say that because it's a very good friend of mine. And for many years, I've been suffering of tension in the whole body, right? And when I test her, I said, is the implant you have in your breast, which is causing you a chemical sensitivity, right? And a lot of people are reacting to that. Right?
Right.
And she had to remove them. She had to remove them. And what the damage this thing have been causing to her psychologically, and all the anxiety, all the depression and all that, right? And it took her to make her mind up. I understand it really affected. But she said from the day I will remove them, I will never put anything. I will be flat like an iron board, but that's the expression. But she said I will be healthy. And that changed her life, right? So we are to that. My job is to investigate according to the test I learned from Dr. Josed, which we call post-urology test. And post-urology tests are very, very accurate. And because your body doesn't lie. So if I put something, if I said, okay, we try this product, right? I put the product in your hand and I ask you to lift the left arms. If this product is compatible, you can lift the left arm. If you can't, if it's not compatible, you can't. Because the muscle, you work like an oyster, right? You take an oyster, you like it or not, but you take an oyster, you put a bit of lemon or you put something which is different than the seawater, or you use a knife and to poke it, it will retract itself. And the body, because that is a stressor, our body works exactly the same. Soon there is a stressor, the body go into tension. That's why fibromyalgia is one of the main cause of caused by electrosensitivity. So it's very important to be there for these people because I've been through that. I know what electrosensitivity is. You are a completely different person. You cannot go to the place where everybody goes. You are to stay. If you don't do anything, if you don't research, if you don't try to educate yourself and understand what's happened, you live in a cave for the rest of your life. And I know people they will listen this podcast are also if they can have access to the computer or the mobile phone, because most of the time these people they can't have access to them because it fry them. That's why it's very important to understand why this body is already electrosensitive. Because we added, soon we bring in a mobile phone, so we bring we go to the place where it's surrounded by Wi-Fi and where to go, when not to go, right? It's another load you added to already to this person, which is already electrosensitive, caused by material. It can be a scar on your body from an accident or something. It can be a tattoo. It can be anything is emitting an electromagnetic radiation, and we are resonated to it. So when they ask me if the card I developed, Areca Plus Card I developed, if that work on 5G or 6G or 7G, it doesn't work like that. This thing hasn't been conceived for a specific element. It has been conceived for stressor. So this card recognizes the stressor and bring the body into alignment. So it's one resonance to another resonance. And it works well on people, we've been tested on that, but I can see how much it helped people. Right?
Wonderful. So somebody who is sensitive to EMR, how does that make them feel? Are there common symptoms?
Yeah, there are common symptoms. That's a very good question because Unfortunately, the symptoms, they tend to overlap the other. What I mean, it's if you go to your GP, you said, I'm not sleeping, right? Because that's one of the causes. Insomnia, tiredness, chronic fatigue, burnout, right? The dizziness, I would say anxiety, depression, you name it, right? Headache, tension in shoulder, tension in the whole body, right? The list is endless, and that's why it's very important to listen. You see, in consultation, why it's very important, why I'm coming back to that, because in consultation, we have to give the time to the people to express themselves and we have to listen. Right? And by listening, we have an idea of what is happening. So we can question about what is happening with their body, but what is happening also in their house, because it's an environment which is also targeting now by electromagnetic radiation. And if you live, for example, in a building with made of glass and concrete and metal, you will be more exposed to electrosensitivity, to electromagnetic radiation, than if you live in a house which is the old house with brick and mortar, right? Because the material are different.
Yeah.
And that's also, I find that people, they are going in a spin because people living in this sort of environment, the central nervous system is always in demand. So they are a lot in parasympathetic, in sympathetic more than parasympathetic.
Yeah.
So parasympathetic is what you normally you are able to sleep, you relax, you digest, and sympathetic is when you run and kiss and run. That is. So it's a very important to understand where the person is living, what the person is wearing, and what the job is this person do. Because lifestyle, so you cannot dissociate. You cannot dissociate the body and look only this person got a headache. Why this person have a headache? Why this person is electrosensitive? Right? I'm been saying that many times, but by doing the consultation, you test people and you teach them and you educate them about the field of electrosensitivity or the chemical sensitive. And I teach also my patient to learn how to test itself. That's very important because from there you can test anything. You can test food, you can test what you drink, what you're going to wear, what sort of perfume you're going to wear, if this perfume is compatible with you or not, because you're going to be chemical sensitive. And that causes another tension that puts you completely out of alignment. So it's all this little thing there, we have to be aware of it. So the first thing when I'm doing the talk, I always ask, what do you think is the main source of electromagnetic radiation? Yes, everybody said, yeah, mobile phone, router, and TV, and that. Yeah, fine, but we know about it. But for me, the interest is about what about the ring you are wearing? What about the pendant you are wearing? What about the glasses? What about the hair dye you're having, right? I'm looking the person and I say, okay, let's figure out why the criminal that is buried and he doesn't want to talk. And let's be a good investigator, a good detective, and try to understand what is happening all around. And that's why we are so affected by electromagnetic radiation, because it's everywhere.
Yeah. Do you recommend that we turn our routers off when they're not in use?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it will be, yeah, it will lightening you. It will
lightening the load
light,
generally.
yeah.
Yeah,
But you bear in mind, you got the one from outside.
yeah.
And that's
Um,
why I designed the bigger Areca Plus to put inside the house and to put on the fuse box, or what you call a consumer box, where you got all the power arrive. And that tend to neutralize all the appliances we are connected with.
right.
And that it can be also, we can test that.
Yeah,
I'm not just saying I've been testing many times. The difference is big. Yeah.
yeah. And now smart meters. We're under a lot of pressure from both gas people and electricity people to change our meters for smart meters. And I've resisted so far because I've been concerned about the health implications. What's your advice on that?
So 2 points here. First, this smart meter is not it's not connected directly to the energy provider. It's a company on the side,
Okay.
right? And you have all the right in the world to send her. Nobody can oblige you to have a smart meter in your house, because this thing it's lurking over
Mm,
your shoulder, right? It's not just for your electricity, it's for everything. They know everything, what's happening in your house, what to do, and this other thing. It's very, I would say, very powerful, and emitting an awful lot of electromagnetic radiation. And sometimes you don't know what to do with this new gadget, because they are so powerful. And I saw clients have to get this thing away because they cannot survive. They cannot survive. So we put the card on it, that softening, and it help a lot, right? But you maybe cut the electromagnetic radiation, but you don't stop the spine. And that, it's a bit like the camera they are mounted on Alexa machine, right? Or on your Hoover, on your automatic Hoover you have which they are all connected, and they connect your data, they connect you, and they got a camera so they can see you everywhere in the room where you're going. So we have to be smart, and we have to be smarter than the smart meter.
I like that. I presume that pets in the household can also suffer from electromagnetic sensitivity. Am I right in that assumption?
Yeah, you are absolutely right on that. And I've been working a lot on animal for many, many years, and I can see the change. Uh, you have so cat, they are okay with electromagnetic radiation. It look like they like it, but other most of the animal they don't. Uh, Now you got also, like, for example, all the dogs and all that, they are chipped, right? Their chip is causing a lot of electromagnetic radiation and a lot of electrosensitivity to the animal, right? It's a good tool, because when you lose it or something, somebody find your pet, it's you are, because this chip, you can be reunited with your pet. But I notice first, and the dog, the horses, and also a cow and the goat, because but the dog, for example, which is the most common pet we have at home, uh, they are really affected by the electromagnetic radiation and they are highly hypersensitive, so they are more affected than us. They are a bit like a baby, right? You find them, they are very anxious, they're depressed, they don't play anymore, they are in the corner because they are to be moved from where they used to be and the favorite spot, they have to be moved away because they cannot cope with the electromagnetic in the house, right? The radiation. So they have a lot of dog. They have a lot also headache and migraine and this sort of thing. Because you see sometimes dog the way he walking, the dizziness and one of my clients, she put the small Areca Plus Card on a collar, and she said changed the life of the dog because it's from day to day become very happy, jumpy, and she can take him for a walk. He walk much longer distance and they playful and all. So it just by observing it to ask the same with people why your animal is not playing, why suddenly is sick, because they're reacting faster than us. They are affected much faster because the brain is not corrupt, right? It's like a baby. Baby really expresses itself. So I saw that also I remember this guy. I went to see him because he had a snake and he had a problem with the snake. They were behaving very strangely, and we put some card there, and the snake just changed the life of the snake.
Goodness.
They were getting very aggressive and like they don't know him, right? Because they work by feeding. They work and they were losing this direction, right? And they were not eating, they were like dying. So it's very important to, you see, we got this also, that is start, the electromagnetic radiation. I remember when I was in France, so you're talking about 35 years ago, and you were the first case against the supplier, electrical supplier. This farmer, he had a power line installed crossing his field. And he realized after like 6 months, the cows, they were producing less and less milk, right? So he tried to understand what's going on. And he had a friend farmer, which he was far away from this power line. And the cows, they were less affected, but all the farmers, they were under this big source of electromagnetic radiation caused by the power line, were seriously affected, and they were sick. So they went to court against the supplier, and they win. They win the court. That was the first big court case. It happened in France on animal affected by the electromagnetic radiation. So now they got also a few farms which have been affected because they put the telephone mast. And that also have been seriously affected the animal behaving. And obviously at the beginning they saw because they were giving less milk, but also they realized they're losing direction. They're walking like if you are being fed with wine or alcohol. They are like a drunk animal, which never been happened before. So we are all affected by everything. And that's why Professor Belpon was saying, we are on the brink of the big health crisis because it's affecting absolutely everything, everyone at every level. Nobody can escape.
So you've touched on some of the research that's already been done, and I assume that that research continues at
Yeah,
the moment.
a lot of research have been done. There are a lot of people around the world. Uh, I remember reading this report, which was, and I was looking the graph, and that it was, I would say, 20 years ago. I was looking the graph, and so it was a mix of research with Sweden, with Austria, Germany, USA, what is it, Switzerland, right? And this guy was saying by 2017, 50% of the population will be hyper electrosensitive. And that is in 2017, it would be. Now we are in 2025.
Mm.
So if you look at the jump of electromagnetic radiation, uh, we have we are surrounded with, since 2017, it's enormous.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know, I can say maybe 90% growth.
Now, we've touched already on the Areca Plus card, and I find it fascinating that all the different uses that we've touched on so far between the meter and the dog collar as well. Would you like to go through the other places that it can be put where it can help?
Yeah, I would say the electric car.
Oh, goodness, I hadn't thought of the car.
Yeah, you are sitting on the battery. When you're driving, you are sitting on the battery.
Oh my goodness, of an electric car.
Yeah, because the battery is under your feet, right?
Yeah,
And I remember this guy this driver from Uber, he was telling me he cannot stay in his car more than 2 hours, 3 hours maximum. Because when you open the boot of the car, he had a fishing tackle at the back. And he said, yeah, I need to stop by a reservoir or something and do a bit of fishing to clear all this electromagnetic. Because if not, I will be in serious trouble. I get so tired when I'm driving. So it's very, again, because you are tired when you're driving. Yeah, you are tired when you're driving most of the time, right? It's difficult to keep your attention. So that also, if you go to a GP, say, I'm tired when I'm driving, you would say, stop, stop frequently or
yeah,
something like that. But you're not going to be related to all the electromagnetic, this car. Because the problem is the car, I don't know if you remember a few years ago, we used to have like a piece of rubber at the back of the car. And if you cut that, it would be a lot of wiring inside, right?
right.
So that was done very cleverly to remove the electromagnetic and the electrostatic, which is on the car and from the car, because the car is mounted on tire, right? It's like human body. When we are, depend the shoes we're wearing, we clear in the electromagnetic radiation, or that is stay in our body, right? So because it's insulated from the earth, because it's on a rubber, all the energy is staying, right? And on top of that, if you start to call from there, the radiation from the core, from your mobile phone or something, it will be amplified.
Mm.
So you are really, we're doing, the human got the most incredible way to destroy himself. Everything, there's nothing aligned with nature. Everything is aligned about grid. What are we going to do to make this amount of money? Doesn't matter if that affects the health of the person, the health of the baby, the health of nature. So I notice when I put, and people, they are using the master Areca Plus into the electric car, they feel much better, less tired, and no headache, no And children also, they are much calmer.
Mm.
And that is important because children, they say, are proactive between the food they have on the table in the morning and what they surrounded and they all were on the mobile phone. When they transmute from the baby monitor to the mobile phone, and after that, because all the course, all the study and all that is all on the computer, everything is on this machine now. So you are 100% in your life connected with the electromagnetic radiation, you want it or not.
Yeah.
I don't see how we can escape from that.
I think I'll be holding on to my 21-year-old petrol car a bit longer, or as long as I
Definitely.
can. I mean, do you recommend people get out into the countryside far more and away to detox, forest bathing, that sort of thing?
Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm doing 3 times a week.
Are you?
Uh, Without the corner of nature, I will never be able to survive. Because when I was already suffering of electromagnetic radiation, I was really highly sensitive. And I thought my health and my business going to collapse completely because I was collapsing, right? And that was the time where I at the time it was not Areca Plus, the card was open to receive. And when I received this card through meditation, because meditation in my life, I trust what I received from meditation because from there, in my early 20s, that is the way I rebuilt my cartilage on my spine and on my knee. Through meditation, nature was sending me what I should take and what I should do, right? And I did that. And at the time when I did the X-ray before and the 6 months after, the difference of my cartilage was 3 mm grow, right? So we can operate like that. We can really, the body got everything in it. And when I received this card from meditation and all the information, and I remember one day when because I was carrying this card in my pocket, but I had no idea where this card going to go and going to do exactly, right? But I really have the proof on myself when my wife, she said, because my wife be an architect at the time in early 2000, that you were where all the software from the architect start to come up, right? So she was always looking for something to improve a machine according to the software. So one day she asked me to go shopping with her, and so I went with her. Normally I was a bit reluctant to go in this other place. So we went to the computer place, and after like a couple hours, she looked at me and with like a little smile, and she said, "Are you still there?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And there I click. I said, "This." So I put my hand in the pocket, and I said, "Wow, here we got something. We got something which is helping me so much. It will help others." And that's why this thing about electro-sensitivity really for me, really turn around my life, my business and everything. Because normally when I was going in this other place, after 1 minute, my body was shaking, was getting dehydrated, and sometimes I need 2 or 3 weeks to recover. And there, nothing.
Goodness, amazing.
So that it was amazing. And so I was giving some to my patient. I said, try that, try that, try that. And so that's the way I've been doing my case study about this card. And I realized more and more needed, and putting that on the mobile phones, it really, really helped me. So I realized I can help more and more people. But it's not just for mobile phone, it's for stressor. So this can pick it up, the stress, the glasses is causing some of the bridges or some of the crown are causing to the body. So it it tend to align that. It tend to help people with that because
Helps
you cannot.
mitigate it.
Yeah, when you got the crown or when you got when you got something in the mouth, it's very expensive, right? So I figure out by myself for many years if something is not in line with my body will react.
Yeah.
So I always
And that's a
listen to that.
sign.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's a sign for me.
So, Jean-Marc, how can people get in touch with you and get hold of these cards?
So we have a website,
Hmm.
EMR, emrsensitivity.com, right? So they can really go on the website and go through what we tend to put a lot of good material, right? If the card is there, it's because it's tangible, it's because really it's doing what we think it and why we're trusting this card does, right? Obviously, it's very important, yeah, to be in touch with us because if you're suffering of EMR sensitivity or you are chemical sensitive, we can really put the finger or what is the problem, right? So I don't want the people to be shy. I don't want the people to, and everybody is welcome, for a chat or something, because it's very important to start from there. That I always offer like 20-minute free call because it's not only always about money, it's about to understand and to help the person to go through that because people they are when you are electrosensitive, you are alone. Simple that. You got no way and nowhere to go. Despite now this thing grow, the awareness grow, but you are alone. I was already alone,
Mm.
and I was anxious. I was depressed. I had all this pain in my body, which I never had before, right? And I realized something was not working.
Mm.
And I remember I asked to remove one of the crown I had because it was causing me. I discovered this crown was my problem of my burning knee when I remove it. I remove it because uh, I can see my body was rejecting. It was always some sort of infection around and all that. And the body was rejecting. So one day I found a dentist who want to remove it. And and the day I removed that, my knee changed.
Goodness.
The I would say the flexibility of my knee changed completely, and this burning disappeared. So it's all the little thing which I'm listening to people, and
And it
during
all
the
mounts up,
consultation,
doesn't it?
yeah, during the consultation, that's what we do. We're listening,
Yeah.
and we help. So people, please, be in touch. Don't be shy, and I will do everything that I can to help you because I've been there. I know what it is to
Oh,
suffer on your own.
Jean-Marc, that's lovely. Thank you. Is there anything that we haven't covered that you'd like to say before we wind up the podcast?
Uh, this electro-sensitivity. But I can refer to, if you want, if I can refer to a couple of case study, which is
Hmm.
work what interesting. Uh, and to the result of that, the dentists I've been working with now start to refer some patient to me to test the material before we put in the mouth, right? Because we can do that, right? So I have this woman, and because for me this thing was really it blew me away. I was not expecting that. So this woman she came and she drove from Lancashire to here. She was in early 70. And when she arrived, she had long hair and purple, right? And she wanted me to test her for electrosensitivity because she was highly electrosensitive. And I tried to ask her to do some movement, but she was in so much pain, right? And she was walking with a stick, so and no joy in the face. So I said to her, as soon I take a bit of a flock of air and I put her in a hand to test, and as soon as she make the connection between the flock of air and the color, she nearly faint. She become all white
Oh,
and she nearly
goodness.
faint, right? So I said, you see, I cannot test you because that's one of the main problem.
Mm.
So she was very angry and she was very disappointed, and she left. But like 2 hours after that, she come back, and she had a smile. She was upright. Stick disappeared. She walking upstairs with no pain, nothing, but she was completely shaved. She went to see, I think, the first hairdresser she can find, and she was determined to go to the bottom of it. And after that, yeah, we will be able to test her, and we realized feeling in the mouth, despite they were white, right? But they were causing a lot of tension. Dental occlusion was also causing a lot of tension, and we remove all the label of the clothes. She became completely a free woman, completely different, you know. And I had another woman again, because in consultation we don't see a lot men, you know, we see a lot of women. And this woman, she was a marathon runner for until she was 74 years old. And she was diagnosed with Parkinson. So when she came to me, I had to help her to come up the stairs, and I put her I sit her on a chair, and we start to talk and try to go through everything. And as she smiled, I saw she had a big bridge, ceramic mounted on metal. So I asked her, I said, when did you stop to be a marathon runner? And she said 2 years ago, because that's when I've been diagnosed with Parkinson. And I said, how long you have been being, this bridge are being fitted in your mouth? And there she started to question herself. And there she looked at me and said, 2 years ago.
Mm.
So when I asked her to touch her own tooth and to lift the left arm, because she cannot lift the right arm because she had a capsulated. So she said it's the frozen shoulder, it's a lot of tension in the body. But the thing was, when she was touching her own tooth, she can lift the left arm to like lateral, like that, no more. But when she touched the bridge, there she started to feel very weak, right? And she cannot lift the arm. She was like collapsing person, because she was putting the finger and she was acknowledging this bridge was causing a massive amount of electrosensitivity. So when I put the Areca Plus on her knee and I asked her, could you lift your arm now? And the first arm she lifted up was the right one, and he went like that.
Oh,
And
goodness.
she had no pain, right? So I said to her, I said, you see what is happening there? your bridge is causing you an electromagnetic radiation. And it's exactly what I was talking about the oyster, right? So the stressor, straight away the body get in tension, right? And all the muscle, all the nervous system get in tension. So I asked her, said, do something. She said, I cannot change the bridge, it's too much money. I said, okay. But I said, you can do something. You can, because you are tired, you're going nowhere, just go to your dentist and have it removed and see after 1 week how you feel, right? And so it took like a month to make a decision. I understand now because with that teeth and all that in front, smile really affecting everything. But I had a phone call from her like 3, 4 months after. I was not expecting that. A completely different person on the phone. And she was telling me, she said, I can start running again.
Goodness.
So that's why we need to make sure we put the dot together, because between this, what happened in the mouth, between the Apple Watch, between that and that, we have to give the body a break.
Yeah. It all mounts up, doesn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah, we have to. So I'm here for everyone who want any information or any call. Nobody will be judged, but people will be listened. I can guarantee that.
Jean-Marc, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today, and also for the invitation for people to contact you for help as well. It's been a very informative and enlightening conversation, and I've learnt so much, and I'm sure other people will as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for inviting me and having me, because I love to pass the message. I love to help people.
Wonderful. Thank you.